besties. Welcome to another episode with myself, Wichwarelo, and
Mawande.
to Conversation. Guys, we are talking about God-given talents.
Yes, God-given talent.
Just
to share a little bit about ourselves, we have been looking for locations for like a good, ever since we started, and we're still starting, but we're pushing through this, people, because we are resilient.
So that's thank you, because like disclaimer, every time you see a different background, it looks good and we hope we stay, but then the next week we get a rejection on top of that. But it's okay, we keep moving. At least every single week we are recording.
And it brings us to our topic, which is God-given talents. We need to share ourselves constantly, share our talents, and that's why we're here today.
And I feel like we are able to push this much because this is our God-given talent, presenting and sharing and having a podcast and pushing through the odds. Do you hear how I'm fighting with the sound in the background?
Yeah, don't.
One day we'll have a studio and we'll look back.
We're saying it now. We're going to have a studio and
we'll look back at these challenges and we're going to be so proud of ourselves and so happy that we never gave up.
Yes, because we're not going to give up. Unquote.
There comes our tea. Thank you. Oh, that looks amazing.
Very good.
Thank you so much. Thank you, sir. Okay, guys, so we are here at, and look at what we're having. Maui, do you want to
I'm having a latte at Grand Culture.
Grand Culture in Observatory, right? Yes. And I'm having chai latte. Thank you so much.
Okay, with gifts and talents, I remember you spoke about how when you don't share your gifts, somehow they get taken away from you, right? So I've been seeing a lot of things about God-given talents. It's funny because you said we should talk about this and now those things came up. But this quote says, if it is your calling, it will keep calling you.
100%. Do you feel the same way with this?
I do. I feel like this is our calling, and somehow we've always been able to break through and end up having this conversation. And it's calling us.
It is, because you guys, the odds we have to fight for us to be able to shoot, you have no idea. Like, you really have no idea. Even though when our spirit was crushed, I like the fact that we never thought, should we quit? And I hope we never even get there.
We won't get there.
100%. I feel like the way I started Inspiration with Rejoyce, it was a calling that kept calling me. Because I remember I wanted a YouTube channel so bad because I felt like I have so much to share. And this came about from my friends and families telling me, you know that every time I talk to you, regardless of what I come with, you always manage to calm me down and you inspire me and you give me advice and all of that. So then with that, they made me realize that I have a healing gift, a speaking gift. And I thought, okay, since I can't just wake up and say, book me, I want to speak at events. The only way I could start was to have a YouTube channel. But a YouTube channel was, at that time, too big of a dream for me. I had to take baby steps. So I started making statuses on WhatsApp. And then it went to TikTok. And then on TikTok, I felt like TikTok videos at that time, they were so short. And I felt like they're limiting me so much and I can't summarize what I wanted to say all the time. And then that's when I was really pushed to create my YouTube channel. Because also a YouTube channel is a topic that started for me in 2018.
Okay, it's been quite, how many years?
Yo, bra, it's 2025, almost. I don't know, but
too. Sorry guys, maths is not my strongest points, but
close to a decade.
2019, 2022.
7 years.
Yes.
7 years. But at the time, I thought I didn't have anything to share. I didn't even know what the YouTube channel was going to be about, right? But fast forward, here I have it, and I found the purpose for it, which is sharing and healing and inspiring and speaking and presenting, all of that just being combined, all my passions. And here we are. So it's a God-given talent that really kept calling me, because at the core of it is as an artist, I only and all honestly believed that I was an actor, and that was it. I didn't see myself as being able to be multifaceted. I tried poetry, but then I realized it really isn't for me. Or maybe I can revisit it, but then at least I got to discover myself as a movement performer, as an actor, now a presenter. So do you want to share a bit about yourself?
I would say that I went through quite a long time in my life where I wasn't I didn't feel like I could express, and I didn't feel like my voice was my strongest point. And expressing my feelings it became more and more difficult, and I felt like there was this force that was restraining me, if that makes sense. I was doubting my voice. I was doubting if I could make a difference with speaking.
Okay.
And I felt like just saying that my voice is a gift, it's not enough. There should be more to that.
Like, what do you mean? Your gift in what sense? Or maybe when at the time you just lacked the understanding.
Yeah, I definitely did. I lacked understanding of how much, because that's the thing. We don't take into account how powerful words are and how they can just make or break your day. Someone can say something and you need to be so grounded and so strong that it doesn't shake you, you know?
Listen, what you said right there, words are so powerful. Guys, the Bible says in Genesis that at the beginning, God spoke the word. He said, let there be light. Let there be this, let there be that. And let there be a human being, trees. It was the word. At the beginning, it was the word. God spoke the word.
That's another thing.
Yeah.
Sorry to cut you. But it's one of the reasons why I also struggle to believe so much in the Bible, and I see that it was also aligned with even believing in myself, because I didn't understand the power of words until I did read Genesis, and I was like, oh, okay, God just said these words and things just happen.
Things happen.
How does that happen? But manifestation is so real.
It
because
is.
when you say something, it comes into existence. When you think something constantly about yourself, that starts to come into existence.
Yeah, the concept or the idea of what grows in your mind becomes your reality, because it's what you are attracting, and that's really
Oh my gosh, it's honestly very, very true. So for me, my journey, I started my podcast this year.
Yeah.
May you expand, and may you expand comes from Mawande. So ikamalam Mawande, and Umawande means more, but it also means to expand.
To expand.
So I feel like I've been on this journey where I felt more and more aligned with my name. I've been trying to not really surrender and just let things happen. I've been trying to be so in control, but
open.
But yes, and open. I mean, no, I've been trying to be in control.
Okay.
Like of everything that happens in life. I don't like when things are like not in my control.
Okay.
When things just happen unexpectedly. But my name doesn't allow me to be in control, because God just wants me to constantly expand and open and expand and open.
Who is in control? God Himself.
So I think that even with my gifts, I'm slowly learning what it is that I'm called to do. And like you spoke about being multifaceted.
Yeah.
And I think as artists, we want to pin so much. Like we want to pin it. Like this is who I am. I'm an actor. That's all. Or I'm a fashion designer. That's all.
And every artist is a storyteller, regardless of regardless of your focus or what defines your art. An artist is a storyteller. Yes. You tell your story through painting, through your books, through writing, through podcasts.
Even a florist, if you think about it. And I'm thinking about all the artists. Even a florist tells a story through the way that they put flowers together. When you receive them, you get something. It's like
maybe we are all storytellers.
Yes,
so that means it's your career, what defines you, what you have your accolades in, and then it's the fact that you're telling a story through that. And then another thing, you have a passion, you have a hobby. You're more than just one thing. Can I go back to, you talking about, I don't know, something along the lines of you allowing your name. Can you repeat that?
Yes.
You're learning the meaning of your name?
Yes, I'm learning the meaning. My name is very powerful.
Yeah.
And I know that it said, so I'm reading this book that she gave me called Adamant. And it's because I'm trying to reconnect with God. I'm trying to understand where do I really lie in that in that part. And the book speaks about our names and how there's a name you're given on earth, but there's a name that God has for you.
Your God-given name.
Yes, your God-given name. And I feel like my name that I've been given on earth somehow connects to my God-given name.
100%.
It's my
your purpose and your purpose in life. Here in the physical. In the physical.
Yeah. My aunt named me Umawaj, and I don't know where it came from. I don't even know where names come from. I don't know how people think of that. there's so much that has to do with my name, and it's definitely about my craft. And I'm not a mere person.
You're still figuring it out.
Yes, I'm figuring it out, and I think that's the point of even my name. It's about growth. It's about not really pinning myself down to one thing, but just letting it all just come to me and open.
Can I just say that
I'm
you're
so passionate right
you're
now.
so curious. You're so curious. Which is your name? For you to expand, you have to be curious. Go out there, find the answers, and But also, I took you back to this topic.
Yes.
To this point because I wanted to make you realize that your podcast has indeed expanded. We are now 2. 8 features. On our previous episode, I spoke about how my dad's passing kind of pushed me towards my first name and to really understand what it means, which is forgiveness. And throughout my father's life, I failed to forgive him. Now his passing was a standpoint to say, this is what your name means. You really have to go back to the Bible and learn what God wants from you, which is to forgive. It says forgive your brother 77 times, and I failed to forgive my father. I failed to give myself that peace, but it was because it was a lack of knowledge, and probably I wasn't ready. And the only thing that could have pushed me to that was losing my dad. For me to finally go, okay, I regret this, but how do I heal? Which led me to the Bible, which led me to God, which led me to now understanding my name. And then also rejoice, because my YouTube channel is in Inspiration with Rejoice, which also covers my second name. So it's like we are on this journey of really finding our purpose and the meaning behind our names, the both of us. And it's beautiful, but also as an artist right now here in Cape Town in the city, I feel like I've been battling or being faced with this challenge of identity. Do I now go as Buicharele the artist, or am I Buicharele to my friends and family at home? And as an artist, I'm Rejoice because people find it easy to call me Rejoice. But I love both my names. It's not a thing of I'm compromising when I use one and not the other. So yeah, it's quite an interesting
I feel
concept.
like even though this podcast is about God-given talents, it's crazy because our names play such a big part in that, and also just because we're so many things, we never know what name to use when we're doing all those so many different things. You get what I'm saying?
Maybe it also goes back to what we just said earlier, that maybe we are not one thing and it's okay. I mean, if you want to call me Rejoice, go for it. Those who are comfortable calling me Buicharele, go for it. That's where I am now. I just feel like I don't want to choose, but it's also so difficult when you introduce yourself. You're like, should I say I'm Buicharele?
Same. So I have, just to get in there, my name is Mawande. My mom gave me the name Umnoto, which means wealth. And because she thought I was going to be a boy. And I love the name so much. I'm like, girl, why'd you put in my ID or something, or my birth certificate?
Oh, it's not in there.
It's not. It's just I use it now. And then there's also Maui, which I was given by a high school friend. And when I meet people, I'm just like, what should I give you? Also, I don't like when people mispronounce my name.
Exactly.
Like, oh my gosh, this time. Oh my gosh, I feel like we're going off topic, but I have to tell you this. There was this time where I was working at this other mantra festival, and this guy who was going to be managing us, he's asking us, what's your name? I'm working with a lot of Caucasian people, so now he asked me my name. I'm like, oh, I'm Mawande, and I say it slow so that people can understand. And then he's like, oh, nice to meet you, Nde. Just like, wait, what? He's like, yeah, nice to meet you, Nde.
Yes, so, that's really not funny. I'm so sorry. I laughed like it's funny, but it's not. It's annoying. Why don't you make the effort to try?
Oh, tell me, be like, okay, can you help me? Let's go through it. Or do you have a nickname? I even prefer that than you butchering my name. Being like, yeah, nice to meet you, Nde. So, I'm just like,
I don't want to give the person who butchered my name the respect of repeating what he said. I'm not going to do that. But yo, thank God I don't use respect like that, because I could have easily, we have a few verses that speak to the topic, right? So 1 Peter verse 4 to 10, in summary, each of you has received a gift from his great variety of spiritual gifts. Use them well to serve one another. Yeah.
I think the word serve, like the Bible uses a lot of words that I also sometimes feel like I don't really align with, but the reason why I don't align with them is because I don't understand them in that way. So now I don't want to go off this before, but
no, it's okay. If we have to stop here and digest into this verse on its own, let's do it. We don't like small talk. We don't like shallow things. So if we have to dive deep into it, let's do it. Let's do it.
I asked my aunt, there's this quote in the Bible. I don't know from where, but it speaks about how you should fear God. Can I do this? Sure. It talks about fearing God though. I don't know, but it just says fear God, you know. And for me, it always was like fear God. Now I must be scared of God. Like, oh no, God, I'm gonna do that. Oh, if I do something, I'm like, oh, I must be scared of God. But then she told me the meaning of it, and now I got it. So I said, hey mom, I wanted to ask, what does it mean to fear the Lord your God? Yeah. So explain it in the best way. And then she was like, hi my angel, because I'm her angel. She's like, fear the Lord means you obey his word and live according to his teachings. It doesn't mean we are perfect, but it means that we are forgiven from sin, and it means you pray every day and you give thanks to him. So express gratitude, and just be like mindful that I have the presence of God, and I'm constantly around him, and fearing him means just obey his teachings.
That's the highlight of it.
So back to this very verse. Each of you has received a gift from his great variety of spiritual gifts, right? And that's the thing. It takes me back to when we were talking about having to think that you need to have a specific thing that you're good at, or a specific gift that you've been given, and that's the only gift you should focus on. But we're given a variety of gifts from his variety of options. So it's that thing of like, we're so abundant that we cannot be under one gift.
Like, don't limit yourself.
Yeah, you can't.
It's also like the scarcity mindset. Back to our previous episode, please check it out, where we talk about money mindset. It's that scarcity mindset of us not knowing the word, because if you know the word of God and you obey God, you will constantly remind yourself that you are living in abundance. You know, you truly lack nothing, regardless of what the physical world shows you.
And
no, it's okay.
Yes. Just to say, this is also for people who are not Christians.
Yeah.
That find a spiritual path for you that will align you with abundance, that will make you realign and remember that you are so abundant and that everything is going to come to you. And just by obeying and learning that there's a path that I can take that will lead me towards everything that I want. I don't know if that makes sense, but like, a spiritual path is very important. That's basically what I'm trying to say.
To ground yourself.
Ground yourself and know that cannot shake me. That if I go through something like this, it doesn't mean now it's over. You know what I'm saying? Find a spiritual path, find something that aligns with you, whether it's the universe or anything, and believe in that. Believe that you are more powerful than anything.
There's something you can always fall back on. Like, I just feel like regardless of whatever a person chooses because they don't believe in God, the secret behind it is that, personally, I believe that God created the universe. So even if you say, I just believe that the universe is what gives to me, but I don't believe in God, you're still covered by God because you're God's child, and God lets all things happen for our good. You know what I mean?
So the second one is Romans 12, verse 6 to 8. And it says, in his grace, God has given us different gifts for doing certain things. Wow. So if God has given you the ability to prophecy, then use your gift. If he has given you to serve others, do it with a sincere heart. I'm not gonna lie, bruh. On this earth, sincerity is hard. Like, especially if someone hasn't been that great to you, it's hard to still serve them with like that heart that's like, I'm open and I'm still gonna serve you even though you're this person. I acknowledge that, and I'm gonna look past it and I'm still gonna serve you.
And that's where the teaching about forgiveness comes in. To keep forgiving them 77 times. To keep serving them as though we are serving God. To forget about them because it's not about them, even if it's their company, even if They are your boss. They call the shots. You are there. God planted you there for a purpose. To do something. It is definitely to help this person grow their business or whatever it is. It could be even at home, your parents. We're not just specifically talking about a work space, right? But even when you're done wrong, this is where the Bible humbles you. It says you were done wrong, turn around, go forgive, continue to serve. Because your reward is in heaven. Your reward is in heaven.
Okay. So I'm always going to be your devil's advocate.
100%. Let's go.
I believe that anything that has to do with religion and spirituality, it's all about going back to the self. So for me, when I pray, I struggle. I told you the story that I struggle to pray out loud and be like, oh my God, like help me, you know. Yes, if I'm alone, I can pray a bit out loud, but I prefer coming to myself. And I feel like spirituality is about that. Religion is about that. Believing is about that. It's about coming back to yourself. What does your heart say? What is your heart? What is your heart telling you to do? Like, yeah, what are you saying? What is your heart saying? Because our heart is us, but it's not us. This is what we depend on when we depend on our own understanding, right? But God speaks
in your heart. He knocks through your heart. That's why you just end up feeling so overwhelmed.
Because it's
when the Holy Spirit comes for you or wants to connect with you, and you feel so emotional, so overwhelmed. That's because God knocks in your heart. But when you say the devil's advocate, do you mean that's where you oppose me?
Yes.
And what are you opposing? What are you saying?
I'm not opposing you, but I'm saying that. But I'm speaking for people who will watch this and they're not Christian.
Okay.
I'm speaking in the sense of like, because we all believe in different things, we all believe in what works for us.
Yeah.
But I think that we all want enlightenment and we all want to be connected to a higher power through ourselves and through our hearts.
Okay.
So I'm talking about it in the sense of, if I'm devil advocating, basically like just, I don't know how to explain it now, but like, speaking about it on a broader scale.
Okay.
Yes.
I hear you.
Oh, yes. I wanted to share a story.
That's where you were.
Rejoyce knows how to pray for people, right? So recently you prayed for someone at work, for their work to basically flourish. Can you share that story with us?
How that came about?
How that came about. How did you end up feeling like, okay, since I'm not going to be there for you, let me just pray for your gift.
Kwakanya is launching, is having a book launch.
Yes, his book is called, I just have to say it because he's having a book launch. His book is called A Change Within These Walls.
Sure.
So go to the book launch. It's about emotions and how they pass through us, but I'm not going to say much about it. Yes, you're saying.
So, obviously I'm invited, but I won't be there. So I decided I'm going to contribute a ticket and then he's going to give it to someone who wants to come and can't buy a ticket, right? So when I was on my way to work and I was just thinking about him, obviously just reminded to go withdraw the money, to go give it to him, but something knocked in my heart. It's an intuition. It's like your voice or whatever. It just came in my heart, in my thoughts, that I shouldn't just give the money, but I should pray for the success of the launch. And I did. I asked him if he's a believer, if he's fine with me praying for him, and I did that. I gave him the money, and then I just hugged him, and we had a short prayer, just asking God to cover his career as an author, to cover the launch, for it not to be the first and the last, for also for him to continue to practice his God-given talents to bless others, like to go out there and teach others how to write their own books. And that's where the God-given topic really started. Yeah, because I realized I've been talking about God-given a lot, because I posted on Instagram and my caption was about God-given talents, and I was like, okay, this is something to ponder on. This is something to.
It's interesting because. She said this to me a few months ago, or I don't know, actually, we talk about so many things, I don't even know, it might have been yesterday, but she told me that you need to be grateful for the gifts that you've given, and you need to use them on a constant basis. Always be show that I'm grateful for these gifts by using them and sharing them. We tend to close away, if that makes sense. Like, now I'm using myself as an example.
Yeah.
There was a long time where I didn't use my voice a lot, especially after getting out of school. After using my voice for a whole year, I felt very drained, and like my battery, not my social battery, but my creative battery was so like run down. You know, I didn't feel like immediately the next month I could just go out there and do things. As much as I was at home before graduating, I was at home and I was like, oh my gosh, what am I gonna do? I need a job.
But that's the thing. I think we all went through that. It was a confusing time. You were used to this 9 to 5 thing at school, and now it's gone. It's ripped away. Now you have to figure it out. I think you're going through that.
But as much as that was a feeling, creatively, I also felt quite blocked.
Okay.
I felt like I put a lot of energy into that last year. Like really, I felt drained. I felt like, damn. And then I began to overthink, like, what is it going to be like in the industry? Instead of being excited about, oh my gosh, what is it going to be like in the industry? It was more like, what is it going to be like? Is it going to be like this? Am I going to feel like I'm putting myself out there, but like the energy is not really coming back to me? But then I started working with magnets, and then I started to do something that's not my craft.
Yeah.
And then it started to hit me that, oh my gosh, I miss my craft. I miss being on stage. I started to miss everything. And back to what I was saying, it's so important to just exercise your gifts. Just do what you can, even if it's for 15 minutes a day. Even if you're gonna sing, bruh, in the shower or in your room,
just do
sing. Use your voice. Just use what you're given, these God-given talents.
Yeah, do it scared. You will never be ready. I started YouTube channel very scared. I remember before I actually really started, I was asking people, would you watch my YouTube channel? I was so scared. I was scared of people not following me. I was scared of people not being interested in what I'm doing. But you'll never know until you start. Do it scared, do it unsure, you will find your people along the way. Do it, because if you don't start, you will never know what you can produce. You will never know how far you can go. And if you start and it's not really your given talent, if you never start, you will never know that you were taking the wrong path. You will find out through doing it. So just do it, whatever you're thinking about it. And the beauty of it right now is social media. Even if you're selling physical things, you use social media. And record yourself dancing, singing, whatever. Post on your social media. Somebody's going to recognize you. It might take years, but people are going to see you and hear you. And surely but surely you're going to get your community.
But I don't know. The whole idea of doing, the fear. So I was trying to understand why I get really scared of doing things, or just going in sometimes in a mall I'll be listening to music and then I just start dancing like but that fear of being seen, it's not because you're afraid of being seen. You're afraid of how you're going to be received. It's never about being seen. It's never about, you don't mind being seen, but it's just that how are they going to receive me when
you
they
cringe.
See? Yes.
And majority of the time I think we cringe when we think about what the people who know us are going to say. Are they going to buy it? Are they going to judge you? Because that's really where I got flagged.
So I actually have a story. I have to say it. So my sister wanted me to promote for her. She works for like a butchery and she was doing spices, but she's also a food scientist. I had to just mention her because she's my sister. She has a page called Palette Glory.
That's what we do here. We push our people. Okay.
So then I promoted for her and I was so scared. She gave me a mic. We were at this big supermarket, Giant Hyper by Cape Gate.
Okay.
So we went there and I was so scared. I found myself like, she gave me the mic, she's like, you just talk. So in the beginning I was like so scared and people are looking at me and I'm like, and then the more I started, like she sort of gave me a script to say what we were promoting. And the more I spoke, the more I got comfortable. It ended up flowing out of me. I wasn't thinking, but in the beginning I was so afraid. But then it clicked in my mind, I don't know anyone here. that thing of like, I actually don't know any of these people, and it doesn't matter how they receive me. And I found myself sharing myself. I found myself wishing people well, telling people they look good, you know, because we all love to hear it. We all love to hear, you look good today. I had fun, and I didn't think anymore. I wasn't thinking, and that's the thing about having a talent and a God-given talent. You don't think about it. It comes from God. It ends up just flowing out of you like this constant energy.
Do you know what our biggest enemy is?
The mind.
Your mindset.
The mind.
Change your mindset and see how far you can go. You're not scared, it's your mindset. And also another thing that I truly believe in, that truly keeps me going, is if I don't fill my mind with God's good news, because the Bible is really good news. It encourages you, it gives you the go, man. Like, I'm fearless. What I have got on my back. What should I fear? You know. So if I believe that if I don't fill my mind with God's encouragement, the devil will take advantage of that, and he's going to plant all these negative thoughts, and that's where I get crippled. That's where then I get discouraged, depressed, fearful and stuff. And the word says God does not give us the spirit of fear, but the spirit of courage. And I'm gonna leave it at that.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for joining us. Like, this was really beautiful, and we'll see you next time on the next episode.